Continuing our Croatian adventure, we left Croatia and raised the sails with memories of palaces, e-bike tours over Mijet, and an island monastery, a gruesome highway accident. All on a catamaran with 6 people we never met and one with COVID! Captain Mojo taking us off anchor, taking us out. She's got the helm. All you ladies out there, just do it. As tradition dictates on this ship that is not Monashi, when we get underway it is pure headwind and the sails are not raised. But being on a catamaran without sails beats a good day at work. Live the dream, people. It can be real if you plan for it. Whether you can hear us or not, welcome to Korčula. We knew the winds were going to be into the high 20s, so we sought out an anchorage where we would be protected from all sides, and was shallow so that there was not a lot of rolling waves. Luckily we found Lukajush, which was exactly that, 3 meters deep. The bonus was that it was only 4 minutes from a dinghy dock both north and south, so getting to new or old town Korčula was easy. We sent up Bat Guy for a recon of the area because Francoise and Skipper Not Skipper wanted to peruse the local market, and we found it by air quite quickly. Korčula is also the name of the island, and it is 46.8 kilometers, 29.1 miles long, and 8 kilometers, 4.8 miles wide. And unlike the other villages of 50 to 112 people we visited, this area has 115,522 inhabitants. While settled by the Greeks 3,000 years ago and owing its current architecture to the Venetians, there's evidence of inhabitants dating back 15,000 years ago. The key to the city is the medieval walled old town. It is very cool and has a church right at the center. Now to gather up the rest of the party, to the dinghy dock, and let us find some Mesolithic remains. When you don't really pay attention to a map and don't have an agenda, you tour like you see squirrels everywhere, but we did end up some neat places by a thorough grid search pattern. And oh, you just don't get tired of pomegranates fresh off the tree either. It is much more fun being with a great group of people. The Tower Revelin, also called the Tower of the Southland Gate, was built in the 14th century and guards the entrance to Old Town with a winged lion protecting the people. You can tell by the great wind we must be at anchor. The medieval walled city was designed to protect the citizens from the wind and invaders, with Venetian-inspired architecture and a maze of narrow cobbled streets. Ladies, forget your stilettos. St. Mark's Cathedral is built in the Gothic Renaissance style, completed in the 15th century on the site of a previous church from the 13th century. Because you need 2 churches just steps apart, there's the Church of St. Michael, consecrated around 1408 with an 18th century Renaissance pulpit in marble adorned by Domenico Maggiore.
2 are good, 3 churches are better, so just a sinner's stumble away is the Church of St. Peter, small Gothic church dating to the 1300s and believed to be the oldest in Old Town.
So this little town celebrates St. Marco Polo. Yes, Marco!
Polo!
And you got it. The streets are narrow, the cafes are cute, little stores are amazing, and the food looks pretty good to me.
Marco Polo was a Venetian explorer and blogger, and most historians believe Marco was born in Venice, but the people of Korčula say otherwise.
His great relationship with the Kublai Khan helped enhance the trade with Europe.
Now we honor him with a gift shop.
And I'm actually in need of a new polo shirt. How lucky am I? Okay, the store had some really good stuff. And if we lived on land, I'd have a whole cargo ship more gloves, telescopes, sextants, cluttering my house.
Not to mention a bust of Marco Polo.
It does seem kind of funny that with a whole big city to explore, we come upon our own crew. I guess the world really is a small place. If a boy wanted to treat a girl to a glass of wine along the promenade in the ocean, would a girl go for that?
Oh yeah!
Okay, let's find a place.
With several seaside spots to select from, we spied Aurora since it is the name of a sweet little girl we know. Sincerely, a spectacular spot to sip a savory Shiraz and watch the setting sun.
You know, according to legend, this place was founded by the Trojan hero Aeneas and his friend Enitor. There's archaeological evidence at the sites of Vela Spila and Jacka's Cave near the village of Zborova. Findings of Villa Spila are displayed at the center, the cultural center in town, that little place that we...
Ovo je pošip, Najčešće učestalija sorta od bijelih vina iz Korčule. Lagano je, hrskavo i suho. Molim.
Here we are in a little local wine shop. She sells olive oil and wines and fruits and vegetables. And we purchased a couple of great local wines from her. She described them in Croatian, which you're about to see. And what we also got, free mandarins. Yay! Yay! Back aboard the catamaran, we set sail for Hvar, which I assure you is an episode unto itself, my Spartan fans. Watch for it and hit subscribe. The Adriatic coast is really as advertised. It's carbonate platform structural belt with Mesozoic Paleogene fleisch and chert.
Okay, geek. For the rest of us, it's limestone. We'll be fine with that.
The love. I can feel it.
While making our way to Hvar, we stopped for some swim time, anchoring in 4 meters of water in Luka Leviš on Shedro Island.
Sending up back guy to take a recon of the area, we had the arm of the bay to ourselves and discovered we were very close to the underwater archaeological site dating back over 800 years. So let's dive in. Love seeing old paths, walls, fire pits and pottery now submerged below the rising sea. They even had the area cordoned off, so it can't be that hard to find, can it? In any event, it was going to provide for a great swim and for some alone time. Bring back guy back home while the others had a refreshing swim in the crystal waters, honored Bacchus, and had a tasty lunch while I donned my snorkel gear and set out to see things that shouldn't be underwater. Strange how seeing a jar underwater is mystifying, right? As soon as I jumped in, I was immediately greeted by a throng of what can only be described as little sardine-style fish. They were everywhere. I was fortunate to speak to the woman who lives in a house on the archaeological preserve, and she was kind enough to tell me that most things had been removed. She did state there was some pottery, a fire pit, and a pathway remaining. I found the wall exactly where she said it would be, and a little fish guided me to where the pathway was located. With the benefit of back guy, I knew exactly what I was going to be looking for, some type of indentation by the end of the wall that looked like, surprise, surprise, a pathway. You have to appreciate that it's hundreds of years old and still in great condition. Insert joke here about roads and potholes in our own cities. I followed the pathway for about a minute and came across the pottery urn she described, which is about 3 feet in diameter. You do have to appreciate that too. Hundreds of years old and still has remains today. I didn't find any other archaeological remains, so I swam back towards the boat. Following a deep wall, I was just grateful that I was able to have the experience in the first place. The little fish let me know I was close and I joined the rest of the group.
Hi, Mark. Wish you were here. Cheers!
And despite the close quarters, no one else got COVID. Who knew? I guess she did.
You promised me the world, said I was your girl, said we'd always be together now. Got water and 2 pills.
Thanks for watching and subscribing, because we believe Marco Polo would too.